Welcome back to Vancouver as we get set for the 70th all-time meeting between these two teams, and Vancouver will be in Raleigh next Friday night. Sit back and enjoy this one. Jordan Staal, Andre Nestrashil, Joakim Nordstrom up front for Carolina, John Michael Lyles and Ron Hainsey in front of Eddie Lack. It deflects all the way back into the Vancouver zone. Jordan out of the corner. Pressured that time by Bo Horvat. Jordan Staal goes across. John Michael Lyles with a shot wide of Jacob Markstrom. Now it's played deep. Alex Edler in back of the goal. Nordstrom on him. Joakim Nordstrom to the outside. Played along by Andre Nestrashil. Captured by former Hurricane Radim Vrbata. And back out to center ice. Ben Barchi now will clear it all the way back into the Carolina zone. And Vancouver gets a line change. Lyles out to center. Through the center zone, he'll wrap it in. Hard around this way for Chris Versteeg, away from Yannick Hansen, controlled by Matt Barkowski, as the Canucks now try to clear, but not out. Jacob Slavin. Versteeg holding on to it. His shot goes high over the top of Markstrom and all the way back down in the Carolina zone.
Yeah, Versteeg, I think, saw some room on the short side. Two big goaltenders. The way he reacted, he clearly missed his location. We may see Eric Stahl's line play against the Sedins here tonight.
Barkowski out of the corner, out to center ice. Yannick Hansen sweeps it across. Setting it up, Henrik Sedin knocked down by Justin Falk on his way to the All-Star game. He'll take it to the outside and attempt to get it out. Cut off by Henrik. It goes by Daniel, free this way for Jacob Slavin. Carolina starting the night as they are just 5 points out of that second wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. Ben Hutton, a rookie defenseman for Vancouver. Along the boards now, stolen by Jeff Skinner for Chris Terry, who's back in the lineup. It was nullified by Derek Dorsett, and the Canucks get it out.
Yeah, big game for Terry. Needs some offense back in the lineup. Bill Peters is looking for that from him to seize the moment.
Dorsett now will kick it along. Victor Rask, look out. Tough spot. Noah Hannafin takes over, and Carolina will escape harm out to center ice. Chris Terry moves it by Hutton. All the way in on Markstrom. He'll play it for Brandon Prust, who's been injured a bit, back in the lineup tonight for Willie Desjardins. It comes back in. Noah Hannafin, Chris Terry, on and off the stick. Jared McCann is on him. Prust gets to it. He has some time.
Well, he had a knee-to-knee collision with Ryan Kessler on Friday here when Anaheim was in town. Kessler, who has probably become the biggest villain in Vancouver once upon a time, a real hero as a Canuck.
Let's check out the goaltending matchup tonight. These two are very good friends. Eddie Lack played against Nashville Saturday night at home. 19 saves in a 2-1 overtime loss. Markstrom here against Arizona. It was 26 saves on Monday night in a 3-2 loss.
Both Swedes, both big. So which one uses his size more advantageously is going to have a leg up here in this intriguing matchup.
Out of the corner now. Markstrom was so good in the Calder Cup playoffs last season for Utica. In their final loss against the Manchester Monarchs. Now out of the corner. Brad Malone off the stick of Jay McClement. Dorsett gets to it out to center ice. You're looking at Brandon Prust. He'll clear it in. Head of the icing line. Lack turns it over. A chance almost develops. Good play by John Michael Lyles. Now a steal. Lyndon Vay. He collides with Adam Cracknell, and it comes out to center ice. Malone. Far side for Riley Nash. In on Markstrom. He'll freeze.
Less is more playing the puck for Eddie Lack, in my opinion.
Let's take a look at the UNC Rex Express Care injuries and scratches list. Rex Healthcare, chosen for excellence.
Well, Chris Terry put in Brock McGinn's spot when you look at the lineup in Edmonton, and that's because Bill Peters is looking for scoring. Phil DiGiuseppe is not with the team. We'll hope for some progress from him when we get home. Mikhail Jordan, the healthy extra on the blue line. Nathan Gerbe working hard to come back from that lower body injury in Raleigh, too.
Jacob Slavin now. Andre Nestrashil, a shot through a screen that goes wide. Falk with a pinch here for Carolina. Barchi is on him. Nestrashil now feeds it along the boards, and the Canucks start again. Bo Horvat, the first rounder, walks in for a chance. Shut down by Eddie Lack. An excellent save early on young Bo Horvat.
Did you see him let the game come to him there, Eddie? And, because of that, it ends up being a nice routine poke-checking save. What nice pass in transition that Dorsett just wasn't able to handle cleanly.
Just about 4 minutes gone in the first period. It comes all the way back down. Jordan Staal, Andre Nestrashil, Alex Edler on him. Nordstrom's shot nullified. Good block at the defense. Now Hainsey hinging down the wall, looking for a tip. None available. Getting to it, Jordan Staal. Along the boards, Christopher Tanev is on him. Jordan Stahl inside. It goes off the stick of Nestrashil and forked out of the zone by Verbata.
Well, so far it's Jordan Stahl's line with Nestrashil and Nordstrom that is really, I think, noticeably on the doorstep of getting to the front of the net. They've had a couple of near tips. Hopefully the other lines follow suit.
Alex Biega, the brother of Carolina's Danny Biega, who is in Charlotte. Daniel Sedin now goes deep on the gallop. Yannick Hansen out of the corner. Away from Hainsey, goes by Henrik. Bartkowski across now. Biega behind Henrik Sedin. In back of the goal, Lyles is there. He'll move it. Cut off by Daniel. Daniel Sedin inside for Henrik in back of Eddie Lack. Henrik Sedin, the Canuck captain, holding on to it now. To the outside it goes. Biega, he'll hammer one off the stick. Off Hainsey, it goes high. Biega, nice read. Encumbering Henrik Sedin. Carolina attempting to get it out, and now they do.
Second shift that the Sedins have played against Captain Eric Stahl's line. Let's see if that continues. They played one shift against Falk, and that shift against Lyles and Hainsey.
Alex Biega encumbering Jared McCann. It comes back down. McCann gets to it. With a push to the far side, Derek Dorsett. McCann again out in front. Knocked down at the defense by Brett Pesce. Left along the boards, Prust gets after it. Brandon Prust will circle to the far side, holding onto it now. Up top, Yannick Weber's shot blocked on the way through. Broken up here by Victor Rask and out to center ice. Carolina on the attack. Chris Terry nullified by Yannick Weber. And it comes all the way back down.
I mean, that's a tough challenge. Even for a player that has had skill at every level like Terry, when, he doesn't have confidence yet, the coach is expecting offense. You have to manufacture that confidence until you get it. And like I said, Bill Peters has Terry on that line back in the lineup because he's looking to solve this goal-scoring drought. Put his team through a really short practice yesterday, but high intensity because Bill is aware of the fact of how many games they're playing here in January. And another Western Hockey League product in Willie Desjardins, who also won a Calder Cup in the Texas with the Texas Stars and the Dallas Stars organization before coming here to Vancouver.
It was back in 2014. Riley Nash goes to work. Christopher Tanev on him. He's paired on defense with Alex Edler. The Canucks now clear it all the way back down with Adam Cracknell. Getting to it here is Jacob Slavin. Starting tonight on the first group with Justin Falk. Slavin through center. Off the stick of Falk. Moved along by Riley Nash, but Carolina is offside.
Yeah, and Steve Smith running the defense. I mean, we have seen, I'm going to say the last 3 or 4 games, Slavin playing against the other team's top lines. And that is such a credit to the way that he is playing. I mean, these young kids, the way they played in Edmonton the other night, Slavin, Pesce, Noah Hannafin, against Todd McLellan, who coincidentally is going to be coaching that younger World Cup team. Peter Chiarelli, one of the general managers, and they all played well.
Slavin over 21 minutes in Edmonton on Monday night. Out of the corner, kicked by Edler. Off the stick of Nordstrom, controlled again by Tanev, and back out. Sven Barchi springs. Bo Horvat again. Shut down again by Eddie Lack.
That's 2 saves, big ones in transition from Eddie Lack. The Hurricanes are going to have to clean up the neutral zone to prevent that type of speed.
Poked out of the zone by Christopher Tanev. A lead pass again for Horvat. Cutting across, Ron Hainsey. Falk underneath it and out. Eric Stahl. Stahl whips it off the stick of Elias Lindholm. Getting to it, Biega. Now Bartkowski, the former Boston Bruin. Derek Dorsett down the wall. Over 100 minutes in penalties already for Vancouver's number 15. Broken up by Eric Stahl, going down. Chris Versteeg. Moved along by Lindholm. He'll get to it. Stahl's alone this way. Elias Lindholm on Christopher Tanev. Back to the point. John Michael Lyles off a body, controlled by the Canucks and brought out of the zone. Jared McCann in control with aerial flip in back of Eddie Lack. Prust. Now for Derek Dorsett along the boards. To the point. Hutton with a shot fought off by Lack and controlled by Ron Hainsey.
So far, first 7 minutes, the biggest saves, 2 of them have come from Lack.
Victor Rask can't penetrate Yannick Weber, who plays it well. The Canucks survive, and here they come. Through the middle of the ice now. Moved in the zone by Henrik Sedin. Justin Falk gets to it. He goes down. Henrik has control. He tries to make it happen. Nullified by Falk. Getting to it. Victor Rask, and Carolina will escape harm.
I talked to Daniel Sedin this morning. He thinks all of Carolina's good young Swedish forwards are impressive to watch. He watches them on off nights. He likes Rask a lot.
Yannick Hansen now the Dane. This way for Henrik Sedin. Cross ice for Daniel. Slavin's on him. Off the stick of Slavin. Captured by Alex Edler. Vancouver would have been offside. Carolina recoils. Now Jacob Slavin out to center ice. Andre Nestrashil down the wall on Christopher Tanev. Holding onto it, inside it goes. Joakim Nordstrom, rubbed out by Alex Edler. Lyndon Vey gets to it for the Canucks, and out they come.
Yeah, Vey played junior hockey for his now NHL coach, Willie Desjardins, with Medicine Hat in the Western League.
Started his career with the Los Angeles Kings. The Canucks are offside as they cross. 11:36 left to go in the opening period, and an auspicious start for Eddie Lack. A couple of dandies. How about this one on Bo Horvat?
We're scoreless here in the first period. Eddie Lack coming up big with a couple of saves. I had a chance to catch up with him before this one, asking him his anticipated emotions returning back to a place he once called home, which gets us to our Geico quote of the game. He said, "I'm excited to be back. I only played here for 2 years, but I loved every minute of it. It's great to be back and see some familiar faces, but I also really like it in Carolina. And obviously winning this game is the most important thing for me." And John, we can see how much this fan base loves Eddie Lack.
No, there's no doubt, and so do the Caniacs. There's no question about it. He celebrated his 28th birthday yesterday. Lack now moves it for Noah Hannafin. Moves along the boards. Alex Burrows in control. Tough angle shut down by Eddie Lack, and maybe some help from the side of the goal. Chris Versteeg out to center ice. And it's loose along the boards. Cutting across for the Canucks. Alex Edler tied up by fellow Swede Elias Lindholm. 5 face-offs in the game, and Carolina has won 4 of those, as they continue to be at the top of the league in that regard.
Well, let's look at 2 breakaway saves and getting it done in different ways so you're unpredictable. Watch the stick of Eddie Lack on the first one on Horvat. Active with that stick. So the second time, if you're coming across, you probably think that stick's coming. And there Eddie just moves beautifully and makes sure that that butterfly is closed off by the time he makes the save on the backhand. And the Hurricanes started so well in Edmonton and then fell off. One of our game keys will be the third period. So far, the home team has had the edge in speed here in the first.
Canes coming off the 1-0 loss in overtime. Andre Sekera with the game-winning goal. Jordan Staal hit the goalpost with a great chance in the first period at Rexall Place. Tries to get it out. Now Nestrashil will. Andre Nestrashil, a winder off the glove hand of Jacob Markstrom. Now it's loose along the boards. Out of the corner. Nestrashil controlling it, tied up by Biega as they continue that scrum. It pops back. Alex Biega works it this way for Bo Horvat. He's tied up by Ron Hainsey. Nestrashil, now Matt Bartkowski will attempt to get it out. Vancouver having a tough time here. They finally clear it all the way back in the Kane zone. No icing. Ron Hainsey's on it.
Yeah, the Hurricanes do not seem to be penetrating the perimeter thus far in the first period, especially if the shutdown pair, Edler and Tanev, are going to play against Eric Stahl's line. You're going to need your other lines to find their swagger.
Here comes the top line. Jannik Hansen with a shot, stinging Ron Hainsey, and it careens all the way back in the Vancouver zone. Ben Hutton out of the University of Maine to the outside, and Yannick Weber out to center. Here's Daniel Sedin. He'll push it ahead for Hansen. Yannick Hansen out of the corner. Far side for Henrik. Picked off by Chris Terry. Played along the boards now. The Canes hemmed in a bit in their own zone. Terry from Malone broken up. Fed along now. It's centered right out in front. Hansen looking for Henrik Sedin. Broken up by Jeff Skinner. And back out to center right.
Bill Peters told me this morning, he said he wants one of the 2 Stahl lines playing against the Sedins. This is the first shift he hasn't had that.
Victor Rask in on Markstrom. It's controlled to the outside by Yannick Weber. And they start again. Swiss-born defenseman had the most goals of any Canuck defenseman a season ago, but he doesn't have one right now. Out to center ice. Controlled here by Ben Hutton.
Victor Rask, who, if he's hurt, it's for real, is going to the dressing room after taking a hit along the wall in the Vancouver zone near the benches. So let's hope that we see 49 back soon.
Brett Pesce with his head up. Noah Hannafin in control. On the wall, on and off the stick of Riley Nash. Alex Edler gets to it. Will start from his own territory. Derek Dorset along the boards, pinned a bit. Pesce with a shot to a screen wide of Jacob Markstrom. Now it's controlled here by Brandon Brust. And cleared out of the zone by Christopher Tanev, but in his own bench, and we get a stoppage of play. 8:36 left to go in the opening period as Bill Peters looks on here in Vancouver. Vancouver may be a little injury concern for Pete Friesen and the Hurricanes early here, and the hit sustained by Victor Rask.
Well, watch the right side of your screen and then continue to watch the upper right side of your screen. Because Victor Rask, who has been incredibly durable, And when he's hurt, he's typically hurt. I can't tell you anything more than that he went to the dressing room, and Pete Friesen, the head trainer, would have gone back to the room to talk to his assistant trainer, Doug Bennett, who does an excellent job, and then he would have alerted the coaches what he believes the prognosis is. I see him talking to Bill Peters right now.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Off the face-off, this one won by Vancouver, out to center ice. Adam Cracknell, the former St. Louis Blue, is stationed there. Lindholm, a give off to Eric Stahl. Chris Versteeg interrupted by Christopher Tanev, and again back out to neutral ice. 8:19 left in the opening period here at Rogers Arena. First of two between the Canucks and the Hurricanes, and Vancouver's in Raleigh on Friday night of next week. Eddie Lack will hang on. We'll take a look at the Storm Tracker. Our game keys tonight.
Good decision by Lack, the way this game has gone so far, to slow it down with his glove and to create more second chances. And to me, that, Rod Brindamore talked about it with you in the pregame show. A lot of it comes just down to elevating your desperation and your hunger in the slot, shutting down the Sedin's line plus Jannik Hansen. Vancouver may be in transition, but this is still a top drawer line. And win the third period. Last time Carolina won the third period was that rousing New Year's Eve win at home over the best team in hockey, the Caps.
Jordan Stahl won the face-off. He has control, as we see, in back of Eddie Lack. John Tripp and Michelle with you as always. The Canes will come home and take on the Columbus Blue Jackets on Friday night, starting with Hurricanes Live, presented by McDonald's at 6:30. Dumped all the way back in the Vancouver zone. Biega will clear it off a stick at the flex on a play, and we get a break. Should the Canes score 3 or more goals tonight, get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after the Canes score 3 or more. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Well, Riley Nash is going to slide into the middle here in Victor Rask's spot. Well, the problem is this is the tougher face-off side. Riley being a righty, Victor being a lefty. This would be in Victor's wheelhouse, this draw.
Riley Nash wins the draw. Punched along by John Michael Lyles, read by Christopher Tanev. He gets help from Henrik Sedin, and now Jannik Hansen will move it off the boards all the way down past Eddie Lack. It's a foot race that's won by Daniel Sedin. And back of the goal now, Henrik holding onto it. He'll delay. One-timer well off the mark by Matt Barkowski, and you see it skip all the way back in Vancouver ice.
I don't think Ron Hainsey knew that was going to be icing, because he took a... Haven't we always heard the shortest distance between two lines is a straight line? 2 points is a straight line, and he took the curved approach.
Barkowski through the blue and out. Henrik Sedin in control. Weak side, Daniel. A shot shut down by Lack out of the corner. Jannik Hansen now. Along the boards, Riley Nash tied up by Daniel Sedin. Henrik's pass, a miss hit. Captured by Nash, moved out of the zone by Jeff Skinner. Racing across Biega. Now, Chris Terry, turned out by Markstrom. And he got a piece of the rebound follow-up. In control now. Carolina on the attack, forked wide by Jay McClement.
That's elevating your desperation level from Skinner. There, Skinner makes a heck of a play with his stick to draw the defenseman. And Chris Terry, we talked about the need for more offense. Even though he doesn't score, maybe that'll settle him down, give him a little bit more belief that he can.
Now it's dumped all the way in. Yannick Weber sidestepping Brad Malone. Chris Versteeg is there. Derek Dortz a pinch by Hannafin, but it's floated all the way back down. No icing again. Good hustle by Brandon Prust. Jared McCann goes down with help from Jay McClement. Loose puck as we see Dorsett. Prust. McCann off the goalpost. Getting to it, Yannick Weber. Up top, Ben Hutton. A winder through a screen. Just wide off Brandon Prust. Now McClement deep in his own zone. Can't clear. Held in momentarily by Derek Dorsett, and finally back out.
Now, Prust has had some good games in his career against Carolina as a Ranger, as a Montreal Canadian. He's been on a good line, an energetic one here in the first tonight.
Out of the corner, Eric Stahl for the Hurricanes, broken up. Now it's fed along by Burrows. Edler. Burrows! Eddie Lack comes all the way across.
What a save.
Eddie Lack continues to make good on his return to Vancouver. Period one here in Vancouver. Chris Terry and Jeff Skinner combining in the center zone.
Well, Skinner, heck of a desperation play to draw Biega, and Terry has a good look. Markstrom's best save of the first period. And then we've seen some good forechecking shifts from Vancouver. Here, young Jared McCann catches the short side post, and then the anticipation. Reading the play. Knowing where the puck is going. Goalies have to read the play, too. And there Eddie does to get a push with that right skate and the stick over.
We have word that Victor Rask has returned to the Carolina bench. Good news. Now comes all the way back down. Tanev out of the corner. The shots, as you see, scoring chances. Vancouver 5-1 over the Hurricanes here in the early going. Jordan Staal, Christopher Tanev, who's returned from injury recently, in control now. Along the boards, taken out by Joakim Nordstrom. Lyndon Bay for the Canucks has a hard time. Now he starts over.
And Tanev, who's been quite a story, blocked a shot in Tampa right before Christmas with his foot, and it came back earlier.
Alex Edler, a shot, scooped up by Eddie Lack again.
Big save there, sweet on sweet. Edler, who's the shutdown defenseman with Tanev, jumps in beautifully, and Eddie Lack has passed all the tests. He had one tough puck handling moment in the first period, but now he's reading the play well. He's challenging when he should. He's staying deep when he should. And his rebound control, which he struggled with early in the year, has been very good. And Rask back on the ice.
Off the face-off, he's tied up by Horvat, and it's wheeled out here by Noah Hanifin. On the tape of Jeff Skinner, Hanifin forces the issue on Vrbata. It's back up. Radim Vrbata for Bo Horvat, who's had 2 breakaways already. And out to center ice. Barchi moving in. Out in front, unattainable. Good back check by Victor Rask on Bo Horvat.
Hurricanes need an answer in the neutral zone to stop this Canucks speed. They're really revving it up here between the 2 blue lines.
Horvat again, winding it off the stick of Hainsey. Down the wall, Biega. Alex Biega crunched a bit by Noah Hanifin. Chris Terry, indirect pass. Ron Hainsey, and out they go. You're looking at Victor Rask. Over the head of Markstrom and back of the goal. Skinner gets chase. Good support by Barchi, who takes it away from Lindholm. Biega has some time and space, and here they come. A long bomb intended for Jannik Hansen, in on Eddie Lack. Now Jacob Slavin for Justin Falk, and away they go. Knocked out of midair by Eric Staal. They gain the zone. Falk holding. He'll delay. Get away from Henrik Sedin. Peppered by Hansen, and a steal by Henrik Sedin. The Twins out to center ice. Henrik over the line. Now Daniel. Back for Henrik. Off the stick of Jacob Slavin. Carolina survives, and out they come.
Falk's just got to release that a hair quicker.
Lindholm looks for some space on Hutton. Winds one out in front. Eric Staal was camped out. It fought off that time by Yannick Weber. Back out to center ice. Here's Daniel Sedin on his way to the All-Star game. Inside it goes. Slavin reads the play for Carolina. Hard press, though, in the corner. Jannik Hansen grinds along. 3:15 left in the opening period. Henrik for Daniel. Daniel Sedin is Henrik out in front. He'll take it this way. Hold on to it. Guarded by Pesce. On a cycle. Henrik Sedin held up by McClement. Knocked down. He'll get it deep, and a penalty will follow. Carolina will be penalized. Vancouver, the first power play.
It looks to me like they're calling holding the stick. It's Kevin Pollock
Number
with the
18,
call.
Carolina Timmins holding.
No, just the hold, not holding the stick. Veteran officials tonight between Watson and Pollock. And you lose a penalty killer. Let's watch for the hold. It was just the brief use of the left hand. That will tell you there's a strict constitution here tonight.
Vancouver tied for 26th with their power play. It's been an issue. 18th best at home. Carolina tied for 20th with the kill. 29th on the road. And Vancouver in the last 5 is 1 for 12. Brought out here now by the rookie Ben Hutton. Sven Barchi now will clear it in. It was by John Michael Lyles. Joakim Nordstrom will bounce it all the way back in Vancouver ice.
Brent Pesce played against Ben Hutton. Pesce at New Hampshire, Hutton at Maine. He said he ran the Maine Black Bear power play and has a big-time shot.
And he was not on the radar when they started training camp. Horvat in control now. They work it around the clock. Here's Hutton. Barchi. Little fancy Dan pass. Ben Hutton looks around, no lane. Now he gets one, and Lack got a piece of it. Then it grazed the goalpost. Barchi with a hand pass to Lyndon Bay. That'll stop play.
The penalty killing has been a real story for Carolina in the last couple of weeks. And again, something that you discussed with Rod Brindamore in the pregame show. When you don't take a lot of penalties, or you don't go on the power play that much, teams don't have time to adjust. And so if Carolina can be disciplined, then Vancouver can't make adjustments with their power play. But Carolina would like to get some power play so then they can adjust And that's when you typically see special teams come into play, when you have a few in succession.
The Sedins come out with Verbata, Burrows, and Edler out of the corner. Getting to it now, Jordan Stahl. Edler traps the zone, kicked along by Hainsey. Daniel to the outside for Henrik. He'll dangle. Henrik Sedin away from Joakim Nordstrom. Holding onto it now, this way for Daniel at the half boards. He'll set up shop. Inside again, it's Radim Verbata. To the outside, Henrik. Here's Edler straight away. Daniel. Flat pass, forked wide by Verbata. Hainsey along for Jordan Stahl, who wins the battle and gets it out.
And the former Hurricane Radim Verbata, those went in last year when he came here from the Coyotes and fitted immediately with the Sedins. This year, he just hasn't had the same type of finishing success.
He's stuck on 10 goals. He's gone 6 games without one now. John Michael Lyles through center, knocked out of midair by Henrik Sedin, and they start again, but he's greeted there up ice by Brad Malone. Henrik again for Daniel. Little cross corner, take a bump from Malone. Plenty of time for John Michael Lyles. McClement is up and ready. He's back, and Carolina has killed it off.
Remember Verbata's first game as a Hurricane after being traded from Colorado for Bates Battaglia, and I think he scored the overtime winner. Ron Francis may have set it up. Ron was the captain at the time. I remember being on the plane after the game, and Ron said, "We got a good player here." And he's gone on to have a very nice career. He's gotten better defensively, especially under Dave Tippett.
Daniel Sedin Monday night needed Dr. Tom Long for this.
Whether it be a two-way forward or defenseman, but they are such low-maintenance players. They're taught the game the right way at home, and they come in and they're low-maintenance. So
Penalty off the draw. Jared McCann, legal use, I believe, on the face-off with his hand. And Carolina will get the power play. They did not allow a shot for Vancouver. The Canes have killed off 22 straight now.
Well, to me, that's consistency.
Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, providing tools and services to make healthcare easy. And by PNC, PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Beautiful look at downtown Vancouver as you stay up late with us tonight on the East Coast. And Eddie Lack has started on time tonight, no question. Outstanding in the first period for the Hurricanes. John Forslund, Trip Tracy, Michelle McMahon, along with our fine crew. There's Jared McCann. Face-off violation. He has 1:17 left to serve. The Hurricanes start with a power play. And again, thank you for hanging in with us and getting us through those technical difficulties we had in the first period. We are rectified and good to go now. Victor Rask, Eric Stahl, Elias Lindholm will center for Carolina with Justin Falk and Noah Hannafin on the points. Hannafin in control. Victor Rask outside the Vancouver blue line will clear it in. Markstrom leaves it there for Alex Edler. Right up the gut all the way down to Eddie Lack, and they kill some time.
Wow, that would have been an all-out breakaway with no pressure coming at Burrows. So Vancouver has been very effective with the home run pass here in the first 21 minutes. 3
breakaways on Eddie Lack among many of their scoring chances. Bo Horvat had them all. Now Lindholm for Falk. Rask corrals the puck. Victor Rask turning. Justin Falk. His shot. Fought off out in front of, blocked by Christopher Tanev. The Canucks attempt to float it out. Cut off by Falk. Gained by Alex Edler. And they can start again.
Good play by Edler. And they almost hit Dorsett there with another pass in transition.
20 seconds left on the manpower advantage for Carolina. The Canes 0 for 8 in the last 5 games with their power play as it comes all the way back down.
Bill Peters yesterday in practice juggled his lines, went back to what he's had, including the game against Edmonton. Based on the fact that Carolina has just 3 shots on goal, I wouldn't be surprised if he changes things up.
Jordan Stahl, a drop pass here for Chris Versteeg. McCann's out of the box. Carolina 1 shot on the power play. Vancouver on the transition. Henrik Sedin moving up. Sedin holding onto it out in front. There's a chance. Never got there. Brett Pesce. Good play on Daniel Sedin. Markowski for Daniel. Henrik out of the corner. Daniel in back of the goal now. Indirect pass to the point. Biega. His shot turned out by Eddie Lack. Yannick Hansen wipes it along. Henrik moves it. Daniel has control. He stood up by Brett Pesce. Getting to it, Jordan Staal, a tough time getting it out. Jordan's second opportunity for Versteegen out to center ice. Jeff Skinner shifting on Matt Bartkowski, who plays it well, and he gets control.
And you won't know because we always see different line groupings after special team situations. You won't know until 2 or 3 shifts from now if the Canes have decided to tinker with their group.
Then Barchi over the line, a tight turn on Jay McClement. Left along the boards right in front of that Vancouver bench. It kicks around by Hanifin and all the way back in. Noah Hanifin, a good look from ice level. Cross ice it goes. Ron Hainsey for McClement and back out to center ice. Horvat got to it. Nordstrom can't penetrate Ben Hutton. Yannick Weber gave it away. Now Nestrashil along the boards by Nordstrom. Weber in control. Finished off by Jay McClement. He gets a little support from Ben Hutton. Dug out by Carolina's McClement. Slavin a shot off the mark. Justin Falk up on the play. His shot through the goal crease. Now Jacob Slavin swings it across for Andre Nestrashil. Pickpocketed by Radim Vrbata. Here he comes, and it goes wide. Basically a 2-on-0 with Barchi.
Well, I mean, there's just no comparison right now. The home teams had the hunger. And there, Nestrashil just stripped to the puck in a key area not to turn it over the offensive blue line.
Moved along by Chris Terry. In on Hutton. Terry goes down. He sets up Eric Staal in the corner. Terry in back of the goal, away from McCann. To the point, Pesce. Now John Michael Lyles. Through the slot area, captured again by Chris Terry. Moved along on a cycle for Eric Staal. He'll turn. There's Lyles right off his stick. John Michael Lyles now gets it back. Out in front by Eric. And frozen by Jacob Markstrom. Let's take a look at the first period numbers brought to you by Buffalo Brothers, the greatest tenders on planet Earth.
Now, the best player on the ice was a guy that was a Canuck last year, but is a Hurricane now, Eddie Lack, and he has continued to be here to start the second period. And here, Radim Vrbata, who we mentioned, you know, his goal-scoring ability in the first period. Looks like Eddie maybe got a piece of that with the blocker side. We are seeing some tweaks now, it would appear. So Riley Nash with Rask and Skinner. Terry was on that last shift with Eric Staal, and let's see if they continue to juggle, because it isn't just now the first period. It's a handful of games where they haven't generated offense.
This is Victor Rask. Riley Nash, who has the puck, and Jeff Skinner on the wall between the wickets of Pesce, brought out by Adam Cracknell. No cushion along the boards and threaded in. Cracknell gives chase. He goes hard at Pesce. Taking it out of the pileup is John Michael Lyles. Back out to center ice. Christopher Tanev ties up Jeff Skinner. Along the boards, Lyles for Carolina. Tight turn by Skinner. Rubbed out by the veteran Alex Burrows. Down deep, Nash away from Alex Edler. Riley Nash out of the corner. Cracknell now attempts to set it back for the defense, and they start over. Good pass by Edler for Lyndon Vay. Back out to center ice. It's Adam Cracknell. Sealed off by Justin Falk. Alex Burrows moving up. Out of the corner, Jordan Staal gets to it for Carolina. He'll send it back in his own zone. Choked off by Henrik Sedin away from Jacob Slavin. Now Burrows. To the point, it's Bartkowski. The puck is on edge. His pass held in by Biega. Alex Biega along the boards now. Henrik Sedin on a cycle. You're looking at Yannick Hansen, play read beautifully by Justin Falk. And Carolina wheels back out. Through center, it's Nordstrom with Nestrashil and Staal. Joakim Nordstrom off the mark as it hit a stick. And now Daniel Sedin back out through center ice. Here's Hansen, the trailer is Henrik. Out in front off the side of the goal with help from Eddie Lack. Henrik Sedin in back of the goal. Henrik Sedin holding onto it. His thread pass is cut off by Jacob Slavin. We'll move it along the boards now. It'll pinch by Alex Biega. Broken up by Jordan Staal and back out.
I'm trying to think, that may be Hanifin's first shift out against the two Sedins. Slavin has seen quite a bit of 33 and 22.
Elias Lindholm on a line change gets help from Jordan Staal. It's off Bartkowski. And Hansen gets to it. He has good wheels, and out they come. Daniel Sedin moving up. Horvat rejected by Noah Hanifin. Carolina rallies back. Here's Lindholm over the line. The trailer, Hainsey. His shot swallowed by Jacob Markstrom.
Now Bill Peters, after Terry took a shift on Eric Staal's line, goes back to the way he started the game with Versteeg and Lindholm on the wings. Look at this little play from Alexander Edler, who was public enemy number one several years ago in the World Championships when he had a dirty hit that badly damaged Eric Staal's knee. But this is a good hockey player. Good hockey player. He's been good so far tonight.
Off the face-off, it comes back now to Noah Hannafin. His shot! Hung on to by Markstrom again through traffic out in front. He'll melt it down.
Well, you win a draw and you go to the front of the net, all of a sudden a routine save becomes difficult. So even if you're a big goaltender like Markstrom, when you can't see through bodies, you either have to get low to see between legs or get high and come up with your stick to see over bodies.
Noah Hannafin pickpocketed off the draw by Radim Verbata. Lindholm sends it back for Ron Hainsey. Elias Lindholm over the Vancouver line with Versteeg as they crisscross. Inside it goes. Yannick Weber is there. It's knocked down, controlled by Verbata, and the Canucks are back out. Edler is away. He'll scoop it ahead by Hainsey. Moving in, Barchi. Sven Barchi in back of the goal. The former Calgary Flame tied up by Noah Hannafin. Out of that scrum, Verbata. Eric Stahl are there too as they continue to jam. All of this with 13:25 left to go in the second period. And out of that, we have a penalty. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Noah Hannafin shaking his head. We are still scoreless here in Vancouver. We're back at Rogers Arena, and it is Noah Hannafin gone here for holding.
Well, his stick is going to get in a spot where he really can't get it back. With you watch that right arm on Sven Barchi, another first-rounder like Noah. Watch the right side of your screen. Kevin Pollock is going to go up with his arm right at the end. So Vancouver will get their second power play of the night.
Henrik Sedin, along with Radim Verbata, Daniel, Alex Burrows, and Alex Edler. That's the power play unit for Willie Desjardins. Jordan Stahl takes the face-off for Carolina. Back it goes. Edler, his shot off a body wide of Lack. Controlled by Henrik. Now Daniel, one-timer, a broken stick for Alex Edler. But the Canucks trap the zone for now. It's brought out here by Jordan Stahl. That'll kill time.
It's like the Hurricanes penalty killers made a quick decision knowing Edler had broken his stick, so a 5-on-4 became a 4-on-4 while he went to get a new one. And then to me that represents the fact that Carolina's kill right now is very confident. When you recognize the situation, and it was no longer a power play because Edler had gone to the bench for a new stick.
Icing was called, and the face-off will come back in the Vancouver zone. McClement and Malone up front with Hainsey and Slavin back for Bill Peters. Off the face-off. Clean win. Slavin a shot rejected by Markstrom. A follow-up off the skate of Markstrom. Shot taken by Jay McClement, who has it again. Carolina seeking their first shorthanded goal of the season. 2 quality chances.
Boy, would it ever be big right now. And it starts with McClement winning a draw like, say, Paul Kostad did before the shorthanded goal Nashville scored in Raleigh Saturday.
Alex Edler this way for Alex Burrows. He'll move it along. Henrik out of the reach of Edler down to Markstrom. And Vancouver recoils again.
And a good penalty kill, maybe with a shorthanded chance, not necessarily a goal. It could change the whole dynamic of this hockey game at the halfway point.
Edler, drop pass for Henrik. Gaining entry for Bada. That should be frozen and is by lack of face-off in the Carolina zone.
You know what I just thought about? Brandon Sutter, the former Hurricane, who's a Vancouver Canuck but hurt right now. I remember a game on December 26th where the Hurricanes were flat. Then he scored a shorthanded goal, and they got their swagger right after that. So here, McClement wins a draw. Malone goes to the front of the net. Slavin with a good chance. You get a rebound try. So who knows what that can do for your team confidence and energy.
That game was very similar to this one. They got off to a rough start and survived it. Weber with a shot wide of Eddie Lack. Then Hutton down the wall for the Canucks. Lyndon Vay takes over, guarded by Jordan Stahl. What a job there. Jordan out to neutralize with Nordstrom for the front. They'll lay it back to Lyles, who scores! John Michael Lyles, Carolina's first shorthanded goal of the season, and they break the ice.
Boy, excellent, tenacious defense from Jordan Stahl. Now watch the right side of your screen in this middle lane drive. It creates the seam to go to the middle, and then John Michael Lyles reads the fact, hey, you may be down a man, but it's the right time to jump. So to me, excellent stick from Jordan. Well, he is showing flashes of his Pittsburgh Penguin penalty killing days in the last several weeks. But with that middle lane drive to the net, that allows Jordan to jump to the middle, and that allows the pass to be finish to Lyles, and Lyles, in a tough shooting position, got it to the net quickly.
Second goal of the season for John Michael Lyles. Edler. Henrik Sedin. To the outside now, they start again. Daniel right out in front, broken up by Jay McClement. Henrik Sedin leaves it there. Jacob Slavin has it for the Canes. Not out. Held in by Edler. Henrik along the wall now. Malone had it, lost it. Daniel Sedin, tough angle, shut down by Lack. Clinging to that far goalpost, and now out of the box is Noah Hannafin. So Carolina has killed it off, and more importantly, they get the shorthanded goal from John Michael Lyles. Here's Malone. He's in for a shot, fumbled by Markstrom.
That handcuffed him. It was Nordstrom. Gosh, another Swede that makes that key middle lane drive on that beautiful goal from Jordan to Lyles.
Jared McCann now will feed it in. Justin Falk shadowed a bit that time by Brandon Prust. Christopher Tanev off the stick of Eric Stahl. Prust. McCann now out of the corner. Bartkowski calling for it wide, looking for a tip. Christopher Tanev goes deep. Along the boards now, Lyles reads the play. Eric Stahl moves it out to Lindholm, and the Canucks attempt to get to it. Lyles has control. He'll gain center, and off they go.
The play, McClement winning the draw. Slavin's chance early in that Vancouver power play, to me, is the key moment of the game, leading to that shorthanded goal.
Ainsley across now for Noah Hannafin, working Prust. Noah moves up. Here's Eric Stahl. Eric now tries to make it happen. Hannafin. Eric again. Ainsley at the point. Around the clock, Versteeg. Drop pass for Noah Hannafin. He'll cut. Nice move. Noah Hannafin back to the point. It's Hainsey. His shot wide of Markstrom, who got a piece of it. Bartkowski has it, and out they go. Derek Dorsett will move it along. Get ahead of Lindholm. Throw on the brakes on the target. Shut down by Lack. Now Noah Hannafin from his own zone. Skate to stick. Victor Rask. Rask will move it by Ben Hutton. Alex Biega. Top of your screen, Adam Cracknell. Tries to get it out. Broken up by Skinner, looking for Rask. Victor Rask shrugging off Biega. Sets up Terry. And one pass too many intended for Skinner. Now Lyles. Chris Terry on the tape for Skinner, blocked by Biega. Jeff Skinner gets it back. Take it to the outside here, grinding with 15 goals on his season. Jeff Skinner has room. Trading places now with Pesce. Off a skate, Skinner one more time. Off a body, off Rask, and getting to it is Ben Hutton, and back out.
That Hannafin penalty changed the dynamic of this game completely.
Now a loose play. Lyndon Bay off bodies. Lack taken down with traffic. And his own man, Chris Terry. Now along the boards, Brett Pesce for the Hurricanes. As the wheel out, it's held in. Lyndon Bay from the corner. The backhand pass is cut off by Chris Terry, helping out the D. Out of the corner, Lyndon Bay, corralled by Burrows. Alex Burrows away from Pesce. Edler converts to forehand. Away from Rask. Now Cracknell is camped out. Adam Cracknell holding onto it. Looks for a lane in the slot to make a pass. It's taken away by Chris Terry. On a cycle, they grind again. Henrik behind Edler. Henrik Sedin gets to it. He'll take it now. Back to the point. Wheel it across for Alex Edler. Looking for a tip. None available. Henrik Sedin one more time. Henrik off a skate off Pesce. And a Hansen for the Canucks. Broken up by Victor Rask, and Carolina survives.
Victor Rask is exhausted. That is the longest shift of the game for Carolina. Long second period change. The Sedin's on the ice wisely from Vancouver, and he still uses his body to get that puck out and get off.
Over the line, Daniel Sedin. Off the body. Off Slavin. Justin Falk now. Joakim Nordstrom. No cushion out to center ice. 7:47 left in the second period. 1-0 Carolina. Daniel Sedin out in front. Penned on by Hansen. Another chance is stopped by Eddie Lack. As he got back to it, assistant coach Rod Brindamore with our very own Michelle McMahon on the other side of this.
Coach Brindamore, first shorthanded goal of the season. How would you like to see your team use that momentum-wise offensively?
Well, I think we have. That was the kill has been really the only good thing we've had going this game, and obviously great play by Jordan and D jumping up and Johnny. So I think since that moment we've kind of got our legs going and we're starting to play like we can.
Coach, thanks so much. John?
Thank you, Michelle. We saw first career shorthanded goal for John Michael Lyles. Jordan Stahl's always been great in that capacity. Some numbers, though, that are working for Carolina right now. terms of face-offs, they are beating Vancouver 15-9 and out shooting the Canucks 8-4 in this period.
To me, it was McClement winning the face-off that led to the Slavin chance early in that Hanifin minor that set the tone for Jordan, Lyles, and Nordstrom to go to work for the only goal of the game.
Jay McClement now supporting his defenseman. Ron Hainsey, Radim Verbata, pickpocketed by Brad Malone, back out to center ice. Nash for Malone. Over the line with Hanifin at his side. A shot taken, swallowed by Jacob Markstrom. And a face-off in the Vancouver zone.
It's not Markstrom, it's Nordstrom, and I want you to watch it. As we roll forward, watch the net drive from Nordstrom right here. Drives the net, picks up his pace. That creates the seam for Jordan to come to the middle and also to find Lyles. And Lyles, a left shot. That would have been such an easier finish if he was a right shot. Nice job by John Michael.
Brandon Pruss now back for Alex Edler, elevating the puck. Derek Dorsett, good play by John Michael Lyles. Here's Eric Stahl. In control, Brett Pesce. Over the line, wide of McCann, wide of Edler. He'll wrap it in. Versteeg flooding this side. Dorsett gets to it for the Canucks and back out through center ice. Good play, no quarter given by Brett Pesce, who has the puck. And Carolina can reorganize. Lyles out to center. Turnover by Lindholm. Here's Jared McCann. He'll step in the zone with Brandon Pruss. It kicks around, free to the corner. Hustling in Derek Dorsett. He'll chop it out of play, and we get a stoppage.
That's a whole play by Elias Lindholm. And I know he's struggling offensively. That's well documented. But I've liked so much of what he's done away from the puck and defensively. That was not a good moment. Especially as Carolina is coming on in the neutral zone. You can't make hope plays where you're just one-touching it, dropping it for someone just outside your own blue line, because if they're not in sync with what you're trying to do, the Canucks are coming with numbers and speed.
The line is Rask, Skinner, and Chris Terry for Carolina. Alex Biega clears it in. Eddie Lack in the safe zone for him. Cracknell cut it off. Lyndon Bay. He'll dance to the outside of Jacob Slavin. Terry coming back. Bartkowski loads the gun. Wide of Lack. Loose along the boards. Jeff Skinner. Out to center, captured by Victor Rask. Here's Justin Falk. His shot. Good stop by Jacob Markstrom.
I've got a story to tell. Eddie Lack had a rough start for the Hurricanes. Hadn't won a game in the Hurricanes' first visit to Brooklyn to play the Islanders. Eddie Lack gave George Alves, one of Carolina's three stellar equipment managers. George is in the back right there. And he gave George, who's a former goaltender, a stick and said, tape it however you want, not how I tape it. So George changed the tape on the heel, also on the handle, and he stuck with it.
Slavin with a shot off the blocker of Markstrom, getting to it. Nordstrom pinned by Alex Biega. Nordstrom gave it away to Jannik Hansen. Along the boards now, the Canucks, a tough time getting it out. They do, though. Henrik Sedin broken up. Puck battle won by Jordan Stahl. He's in to the outside. Nestrashil, and again stopped by Markstrom. 5:50 left to go in the second period. 1-0 Carolina on the goal by John Michael Lyles. All-Star teams were announced today by the NHL by division. Let's take a look. This is not a test. You don't have to memorize all of this. Justin Falk, of course, will represent Carolina from the Metro, the Atlantic Division, coached by Florida's Gerard Gallant. We'll take a look at a loaded Central Division right here. And finally, the Pacific, and Daniel Sedin will represent the Vancouver Canucks.
What an interesting divisional race here in the Pacific Division. Actually, the Hurricanes spent time here in Vancouver, as did the Arizona Coyotes. As Arizona was here against Vancouver on Monday night. We'll play Calgary tomorrow, and a surprise all-star for the Coyotes, and John Scott, who has been in Vancouver with Carolina the last few days.
That's right. He's maximized his 11 games this season to make it all the way to Nashville. Now Christopher Tanev to the outside for Alex Edler in control, and back out to center ice. Through the middle, Barchi. He'll feed it in. Vancouver 1 point out of the playoff mix. That's out of third in the division, although they are 6 points out of the wild card. Carolina 9 out of third. and 5 points out of the wild card as we start tonight.
Boy, Carolina can win this game and go home for their first meetings with Columbus. I mean, they're right there.
Lyles with a shot. Columbus has a new player. Seth Jones, acquired today in a big trade involving Ryan Johansson, who goes to Nashville.
Ryan Johansson's a Vancouver native, and that's exactly what David Poile and the Predators need. And Seth Jones will get more responsibility than he had playing behind Shea Weber, an all-star, Roman Josi, an all-star, Ryan Ellis, so he'll get a chance to further his career.
Now we see the two all-stars involved in this game, and remember that it's a 3-on-3 format. Brand new format. They're going to experiment with this, and should be a lot of fun.
Well, with all due respect, I mean, I think it's going to be sensational. And I talk about John Scott. You know, the league does a great job of letting the fans pick the captains, in this case, of each of the divisional teams. And John Scott finds a way to make it. That's what the fans wanted. But it's going to be terrific in Nashville. 3-on-3 hockey. And let's just hope Jaromir Jagr, who says he might die in 3-on-3 hockey, doesn't do so with the season he's having.
No, he won't. Here's a chance possibly, though. Justin Falk, a good job that time as he got back on Daniel Sedin. Here's Brad Malone. Malone in the Vancouver zone off the stick of Biega. Top of your screen, Nash separated from it. Brought out here by Daniel Sedin. He pays a price. He was finished off by Justin Falk. Brad Malone with a trailer in McClement. He'll go deep. And Hutton, the rookie defenseman, pressed a bit by Riley Nash. Vancouver, as we see, in possession and back out. Daniel Sedin with a self-pass. Good job by Brett Pesce on him.
Yeah, and Jordan Staal. We talked to Jacob Slavin about the forwards needing tighter gaps and back pressure. Jordan Staal has delivered it here in the second period. And oftentimes it is Jordan that helps the defenseman out with his back pressure that allows tighter gaps like that one from Pesce.
Hey, Caniacs, we want you involved in a selfie promotion for a chance to appear in a Fox Sports Carolinas commercial. Upload a photo. Watch for your television debut. Visit foxsportscarolinas.com for details.
While we're talking about, league issues like the exciting 3-on-3 coming up in the All-Star game, a big congratulations to Rapaport Around the World Junior Tournament, to Sebastian Aho and the gold medal winning Finns. And boy, Alex Nedeljkovic, the bronze medal for the U.S. and what numbers he had as the U.S.'s goaltender in that tournament.
Russ now along the boards. Bartkowski takes over. Back out to center ice. Here's Derek Dorsett with Jared McCann. Dorsett drags right out in front. Wide of Eddie Lack. Dorsett out of the corner. Broken up by Jeff Skinner. A deflection, no icing here. Markstrom out to play it.
Boy, Eddie's getting out on these breakaways, and he's seen quite a few of either clean ones or partial ones. Getting out, matching the speed, and forcing the attacker to make the first move.
Bartkowski crosses the line. He does so offside. We get a stoppage of play.
You get a look at those steep edges that Eddie has that allows you to get up and just make a C-cut. And that helps you just to match that speed that Dorsett has, making the move to the forehand. And he may or may not get a save registered there. I can't tell if he got even a piece of it, but he still forces Dorsett to just run out of racetrack.
Now Noah Hannafin in control. Took a heavy hit from Adam Cracknell. Survived it enough to make a play here. Noah Hannafin over the line, moving on Edler. He'll go deep. Christopher Tanev with his head on a swivel. Getting back is Alex Burrows. Burrows hard pressed in his own zone. Flushed out a bit by Eric Staal. Tanev goes across. Lyndon Vey through center ice with Edler as a trailer. Lyndon Vey, a centering pass captured by Chris Versteeg on the back check. Vancouver goes deep. Cracknell out of the corner. Adam Cracknell on a cycle for Lyndon Vey. Vey along the boards, thwarted by Versteeg, and it's brought out by Eric Staal. At the Vancouver line, miss hit by Elias Lindholm. Canucks get back on it. Cracknell, stretch pass. Barchi is in alone. He scores! One too many. Another breakaway. Sven Barchi. Vancouver has tied it.
Puck management inside the attacking blue line, because Hainsey's jumping, thinking that that they're going to make something happen, and Lindholm just doesn't handle it. So all of a sudden you have a defenseman jumping. That allows Sven Barchi, a first rounder of the Calgary Flames, to have all of this time, and makes no mistake with a quick move to better his shooting angle, beating Eddie Lack high on the glove, but that just needed to be better execution from Lindholm inside the Vancouver blue line.
Well, they've been flirting with scoring chances like that a lot here tonight. So a new story on the scoreboard. Sven Barchi, the former first-round pick of the Calgary Flames, gets the goal. Lyles out to center. It's Joakim Nordstrom now, moving in on Yannick Weber. He'll go deep. Jordan Staal in the corner, pressed a bit by Barchi. Under 2 minutes left in the second period. John Tripp and Michel with you as always. Andre Nestrashil in control. From his knees, he sets up Nordstrom. The puck in his skates, though. Ben Hutton has it for Vancouver. He's taken down by Jordan Staal. A penalty upcoming here against Carolina. Markstrom for the bench. They get an extra skater out.
Boy, Jordan, I'm not sure he's going to like that call, and the way he's been killing penalties. This could be a double whammy. The way he just finished the Vancouver Canuck on the near side boards, Hutton, he didn't like the call.
Long pass through the middle. Horvat to the outside. Rask is on it in possession. That'll stop play with 1:19 left in the second period.
So we'll take a look at the penalty. It was more of a push than anything else. Maybe it's just the strength of Jordan, but again, the move that Barchi makes there to his forehand to freeze the goaltender, like I said, to improve the shooting angle, and the way that Eddie Lack has been on some of these tight little dinking moves on breakaways Vancouver's had, that was a good adjustment from Sven Barchi to shoot from a distance.
Jordan Staal in the box here for hooking at 18:41. Barchi, his 6th goal of the season from Adam Cracknell at 17:39. Sets up another power play here for the Canucks. Henrik Sedin will take the faceoff. Opposed by Brad Malone off the draw. Henrik goes down. Edler at the point. Along the wall now. Henrik Sedin. In deep for Bada. Henrik Sedin for Alex Edler. From the center point. Little dish. It's Henrik. This way for Daniel. His shot goes high. Off the stick of Hainsey. 60 seconds left in the period. Possible break-in here for Brad Malone. McClement out in front. Just by him. And it's controlled and brought out now by Alex Burrows. Radim Vrbata. Daniel Sedin. Here's Henrik. He'll set the table. Edler around the clock for Daniel. Edler a shot. Stopped by Lack. A big rebound. And Carolina gets to it with help from Jay McClement and Brad Malone. They get it out.
That was a good save because after McClement and Malone go for it shorthanded, the lively end boards create numbers for Vancouver already on the power play. Eddie Lack never saw it, so just put himself in position to get hit.
Yannick Weber through center, little collision. Miscommunicating Ben Hutton and Sven Barchi. Barchi knocks it down. Hutton this way for Yannick Weber. Then Hutton in control. A wrister caught by Eddie Lack. He saw it all the way. 12.9 seconds left in the period.
Well, a short road trip through Alberta and now British Columbia that has a period of 12.9 seconds left. The penalty killing has been Carolina's first stop. Gets the shorthanded goal here in the second period. And now this is a timely kill. It'll carry over if Vancouver doesn't score into the third period. But boy, the kill's been good.
Face-off won that time by Jay McClement. Falk away for Lindholm. And Elias Lindholm now will wrist it out of play. He's having a tough night. And Elias Lindholm will be penalized for that.
Oh, boy. A tough night just gets tougher. This is a rough one for Lindholm, and his teammates are going to have to pick him up. There's going to be... Here he is. He's got pressure coming. Goes all the way across the ice and over the glass from his own end. So big face-off here. Big one for McClement here to see if he can at least get to the room and worry about the 5-on-3 to start the third.
Off the face-off. They scrum for it. It kicks around. Going down was Daniel Sedin, brought out of the zone by Justin Falk at the horn. PNC Bank's second intermission. We will have John Michael Lyles in conversation with Michelle McMahon. And as promised in the first, but because of difficulties, we never got to it, Eddie Lack inside a hurricane. So 2 goals in the period. A shorthanded goal by Carolina's John Michael Lyles, their first shorty of the season, and a breakaway goal by Sven Barchi. His 6th goal of the year has tied it. 40 in the books here in Vancouver. Welcome back to Vancouver the day after his 28th birthday. Eddie Lack has played well here back in his old barn. With more on that subject, here's Michelle McMahon with Canes goaltending coach David Marcoux.
Coach, Eddie Lack has come up huge through 2 periods so far. What has contributed to his success, mechanically speaking?
Well, I think from a mental standpoint, the whole process of managing this game here, coming back to his own, his old rink, and then the fans love him here, and that's one thing. So to manage his emotions, that's what I was personally watching at the start of the game. I thought he was maybe a little hyper during the national anthem, but he just settled in very, very well. So, we have a very, very important kill here, a 5-on-3 situation. If he can just, shut the door here, and so we can get it back on track, it would be nice.
Coach Marcoux, thanks so much. John?
Thank you, Michelle. You see his line tonight in the box. He has a pair of teammates. Jordan Staal, Elias Lindholm, and the Vancouver Canucks will have 41 seconds of a 5-on-3 to kick it off.
Yeah, those numbers, 15 shots, 14 saves, they don't do justice what Eddie Lack has done through 40 minutes, but in all likelihood, what he does in the next 90 seconds is going to be what determines this game.
Vancouver has scored 2 5-on-3 goals this season. Henrik Sedin for Radim Vrbata. Henrik now to the corner, broken up beautifully by Jay McClement, and out she goes.
Boy, the veteran McClement reading when to come down low on that dump in because possession was in doubt to help Hainsey and Falk for the clear.
Jordan Staal anxious to get out. He has 7 seconds left. Vrbata moves it back to the point for Alex Edler. Calling for it. They work it down low. That was Yannick Weber. Now Henrik Sedin out in front. The goal-mouth pass doesn't work. Jordan's out of the box. Justin Falk springs a man. It's McClement. Short-handed. Looking for Jordan. Broken up by Alex Edler. Getting to it, Yannick Weber.
And the crucial 5-on-3, Carolina does not give up a shot on goal. So excellent work. And then have the best chance on the McClement nearly to Jordan Staal 2-on-1.
49 seconds left now for Elias Lindholm, who went off for delay of game. Now it's brought out. On the attack, the rookie, Ben Hutton. Broken stick for Jacob Slavin. It comes all the way back down. Lyles in the corner. Bumped a bit by Bo Horvat. Back to the point. We'll set it up. Christopher Tanev now for Hutton. This way, Barchi. Inside it goes Vade. Fanned on by Horvat. With a new stick, Jacob Slavin kills time.
And why does he have a new stick? Because Nordstrom, who is so smart, recognizes a fellow lefty how important it is to have a defenseman have the stick. Slavin just got a new one, gave Nordstrom's back to him.
Horvat tried to gain the zone with that pass. It comes all the way back down to Barchi. Ron Hainsey out of the corner. Back to the point. Hutton with a shot swallowed by Eddie Lack. And a stoppage of play.
Yeah, some pretty good decisions and execution plays by forwards. McClement here helping out down low for the easy clear on the 5-on-3, and then another forward, Nordstrom, recognizing that Slavin needs a stick a lot more than he does. Boy, Nordstrom has really grown on me as a Hurricane.
Bartkowski with a shot, rubbed out, pressed again off a body, off a couple of sticks. They stay with it. Viega's shot snared by Lack. And he recovers on that one.
His rebound control has been so much better. Maybe there was an adventurous wrinkle to that one, but Eddie Lack, he had trouble catching anything early in the season. His upper body was like a trampoline. This was a situation where it's almost like he caught himself. He overplayed the net. And you could almost see, he said, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't have to move that much.
Vancouver did not have a shot with the last power play sequence. They are 0 for 4 tonight, and only 2 shots in the 4 attempts. Now Jared McCann along the boards is tied up out of the scrum. Rask wants to leave it there. It pinballs out all the way back down. Alex Biega. Skate to stick. Matt Bartkowski. He'll turn. Hinge away from Skinner. Clear it all the way back down. This is icing against Vancouver.
Boy, the penalty kill, if you had to choose one or the other in special teams, you'd rather have a kill that's really thriving than a power play. I mean, it was against these Vancouver Canucks a few years ago that the Boston Bruins won in this building in Game 7 with an awful power play.
That's right.
But if you have a good kill, you can really roll, and Steve Smith deserves a lot of credit.
They have killed off 25 in a row now, approaching a huge mark they had a season ago, as they killed off 36 straight at one point, right around the same time of year. Now it's controlled by Matt Bartkowski. Along the boards, a pinch by Brett Pesce. Bartkowski again for his partner, Alex Biega. Derek Dorsett is away with Brandon Prust. He'll go deep. All the way back in the Carolina zone, Prust goes hard at Pesce. John Michael Lyles, who has Carolina's goal tonight, sets up Pesce, who's hurried on the play by Jannik Hansen. Now Eric Stahl in the zone. They'll wipe one wide of Markstrom, who moves it.
Bill Peters giving Elias Lindholm a chance to respond. Back on this line with Eric Stahl and Chris Versteeg.
Jacob Slavin now a tight turn on Jannik Hansen. This way it's Justin Falk and back out. No quarterback along. He has room. His shot fought off by Jacob Markstrom. Jordan. Malone to the outside. Brad Malone will set it up. Fanning on a shot. Jordan Stahl away from Henrik Sedin. Jordan now glides with it. Sets up Falk. Here it comes off a body block by Daniel. Controlled by Brad Malone. They grind a cycle down the wall. It's Falk. Inside looking that time for Nestrashil. Broken up by Henrik Sedin for Alex Edler. And the Canucks can start again.
You see Falk shoot the puck. Boy, oh boy.
Malone out in front off the stick of Andre Nestrashil, who gets to it. He'll move it deep. Here's Brad Malone snapping back to the point for Ron Hainsey. In the corner, Malone. Muscled a bit by Edler. Jordan Stahl now has control. To the point, Hanifin with a shot caught by Markstrom, and a penalty is called against the Canucks.
It's going to be a hold, and it's all because of the work by the three forwards and the two defensemen to wear down Alex Edler and the Vancouver Canucks. Fatigue becomes an issue. You either give up golden opportunities or you take penalties, because a lot of players do not operate very well when they're tired. Boy, I think we've seen some not much going on type holding calls in this game, but to me, it represents consistency. All you ask is if it's a penalty at one end, it is at the other two.
What a great chance here for the Hurricanes. Rask now across. Here's Falk looking for the tip. It goes by Eric Stahl. Rask again for the captain. Eric now forced a bit by Bartkowski. Loose along the boards. Rask ties up Derek Dorsett. Carolina stays with it. Eric, the pass. Lindholm off a stick off Biega. Controlled by Falk, now Lindholm. We'll send it back to Justin Falk with 12 power play goals. Elias Lindholm in control. Down deep, it's Eric Stahl. He'll walk it this way and set up Noah Hanifin. Cruising the line. Turning Eric. One-timer. Falk, it goes high. A bullet. Controlled by Horvat, who attempts to get it out, but he didn't. Now Lindholm for Eric Stahl. Inside for Rask. They trade places. Hanifin delays. Falk again. Stopped by Markstrom, by Lindholm. Falk again with an opportunity deflecting wide. Getting to it, Victor Rask. Back to the point for Hanifin. In deep, it's Eric. He loses control out of the corner now, Bartkowski. And recovering on him, Eric Stahl, who was tripped up. Good effort by Eric, but the pass eludes Noah Hanifin and comes back out.
Hanifin had two excellent keeps without any fear at the offensive blue line. The second one, I thought, something Justin Falk has done excellent this year, is driven the back door, to be tied for the league leading power play goals. And he was, I thought, a little bit more stagnant on that set.
Alex Burrows on a change. A good break for Carolina. Jacob Slavin in control. Now Versteeg this way. Skate to stick. It's Jeff Skinner. Broken up. Good play that time by Ben Hutton, but not out. Skinner again. Holding onto it. In deep, Versteeg. Behind the back, Skinner. His shot stopped by Markstrom. Two chances. And Markstrom will shut the door. Should the Canes score in the power play tonight, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
The reason Carolina gets that chance from Skinner is because Pesce makes a good decision at the offensive blue line, not to try to go D to D to Jacob Slavin. It would have been a high-risk play, and with the type of Markstrom has an equipment issue, and had he tried to make that D-to-D pass, it could have been another breakaway type chance. So instead, he turns and creates a chance for Jeff Skinner. So we're seeing good decisions from defensemen on both units. Hanifin on the one, Pesce, low risk play, high reward, gets it to Skinner. He and Versteeg play a little give and go and have a good chance. They're out.
There it is. He checks it right there. So it's his trapper, and it's fixed just like that.
Well, I was looking at the replay and analyzing. I can't tell, the goalies will have another glove in their stall in the locker room. So if he kept the same glove or if he's got a new one, he might have switched gloves.
17 seconds left in the power play. That could be the case. Looks like a new one. It's the skate.
Yeah, he might have switched gloves.
Yep.
Because
sliced it.
It sliced it. So he might make a glove save and see the puck go in the net because it was right in the pocket. So it's a totally different feel when you put a new one on.
Jordan Staal attempting to win that faceoff. Bartkowski a handoff for Christopher Tanev off a stick off Skinner out to center ice. Jordan on the way back. So Alex Edler's up and ready. He's back in 3 seconds. 13:55 left in this third period. 1-1 the count here in Vancouver. Jordan Staal. Top of your screen, it's Kris Versteeg with a shot through the blue and out. This way for Jacob Slavin. He'll move it off a stick defended by Daniel Sedin, and the Canucks force it out. Even terms on the ice and also where it counts. Brett Pesce now out of the corner. Moved along for Jeff Skinner. Indirect pass out to center ice. Now they start again. Skinner for Pesce. This way Nestor Schill. He'll delay his shot. Pinballs off Edler wide. And play comes to a halt. Little collision knocking the net off the pegs. 13:20 left to go in this third period. We're tied at 1 here in Vancouver.
The Canes are looking to break things open here, tied up at 1 in the third period. Two former teammates are pictured on the screen, Eddie Lack and Bo Horvat. I had a chance to talk to Bo after morning skate. He has nothing but good things to say about Eddie Lack. He said he was one of those guys that was very all-inclusive. He never made him feel like a rookie, and Eddie took him under his wing immediately. He said he's a great person, always happy, and a great one to have in the locker room. John?
Thank you, Michelle. 9th overall pick, Bo Horvat was back in 2013.
Very bright future. Radim Vrbata likes the fact he's building his game from his own end first. Character guy.
Now it's broken up by Vancouver's Alex Biega. Left there, a steal by Chris Terry. Terry tied up by Biega. Victor Rask will fling it wide of Markstrom. This way for Ron Hainsey. Hainsey off a stick detected by Barchi, and again out to dead center.
Another situation, Hainsey playing his offside at the offensive blue line, so a lefty on the right side. That's tough, those keeps on the backhand.
Bartkowski across. Horvat in the zone, cruising. Out in front. What a goal! Bo Horvat delays and scores a spectacular goal. And Vancouver has a 2-1 lead.
He's been snake bitten, Horvat has. And here you just see the determination on Bo Horvat's side as he outwilled Rask. He outwilled Hanifin. He outwilled Hainsey and outweighted Eddie Lack to score this big-time goal. Big-time goal. Vancouver has generated speed all night long. And I think they've been more desperate. And you saw both of those things to give them their first lead of the night.
Bo Horvat, who's had 3 opportunities and 3 breakaways tonight on his 4th opportunity in alone, gets it done. Markstrom's good to go. The equipment issue has been settled. And Vancouver leads for the first time tonight. Off the draw. Carolina now with the combination of Jacob Slavin and Justin Falk on defense. Here's Eric. Eric Staal, Lindholm with a shot. Stopped by Markstrom. A big rebound. And Horvat got a stick to it. And Jared McCann now will carry it back out through center ice. He'll scoop it along. Matt Bartkowski and Alex Biega get the assists on the goal. His 4th of the season for Bo Horvat at 7:15. Eric Staal can't penetrate the D. Broken up by Alex Edler. Justin Falk now will send it back for Jacob Slavin. Through center ice, it goes off the stick of Versteeg, and Carolina will start anew. Falk again back for Slavin with his head up. Lindholm in the center zone. Hits the line. Now McClement shifting, working Ben Hutton. Finished off by Yannick Weber. McClement stays with it. They'll grind it back to the point, and here's Lyles. The puck is on its edge. He'll feed it deep, looking for Malone. Cut off again by Weber. Broken up. Shot chance taken by McClement goes wide. Getting to it is Brett Pesce. Pesce now takes a bump that time from Adam Cracknell. McClement can't make it happen there. Broken up by Ben Hutton, and again out to center ice come the Canucks. Here's Burrows. He'll bear in. Out in front. Broken up beautifully by John Michael Lyles.
Oh, beautiful play there from Lyles. Timing that slide just perfectly.
Over the line now. Along the boards. Riley Nash. Away from Lyndon Vay. Moved in by Jordan Staal. Interrupted. Brought out by Alex Burrows. 2-on-2 with Cracknell. Elevating the puck, but he does so out of play. And we get a stoppage.
Isn't this the way that it works? By rough count, Mo Horvat, prior to scoring against Arizona on Monday night, had not scored in 28 games. So he gets that first one, the proverbial monkey off his back. Now he's got 2 and 2. Now, if he was a right shot, not a lefty, I would really advise getting active with that poke check. But when he's a lefty, you know, he can elude that poke check better.
Now Justin Falk. Daniel Sedin forechecking him. Along the board, support from Vancouver's Jannik Hansen to the outside. Joakim Nordstrom's on it. Through center in full flight, Justin Falk over the line. Moving up on Bartkowski. All the way through the middle, Nestrashil in a stick battle with Hansen. He wins it. Jordan, nobody home out in front. Picked off by Daniel Sedin. He'll float it out. Slowly, no icing here, all the way back in the Carolina zone. We approach the halfway mark in the final period. The Canucks with a 2-1 lead. Vancouver in Raleigh next Friday night. Canes come home, take on Columbus this Friday night. The first of 2 back-to-back with the Blue Jackets. Along the boards now, Ron Hainsey moving up. Out of the corner. Ron Hainsey now. Detected by Sven Barchi and back out. Here's Radim Verbata. Little dump and chase. He's all the way back down. Noah Hannafin in control. Back out through center ice. Picked off easily by Alex Edler, but he gave it away. Jeff Skinner. Sweep check by Edler on him. The Canucks out again. Verbata with Horvat. He throws on the brakes. His shot off the blocker of Eddie Lack. Noah Hannafin gets to it. Carolina will escape harm.
Carolina's had a tough night just inside the attacking the offensive blue line.
Terry for Eric Staal. Fought off by Markstrom. Maybe one of his best tonight.
That was his best based on the timely nature of it as Eric Staal tried to get him cheating to the far side and tested high on the short side.
Right, Pesce from Eric Staal. Here's Versteeg with a lane. His shot goes wide. Cruising through was Pesce looking for the tip. Versteeg in back of the goal. He'll dangle. Indirect pass finding Brett Pesce. Pesce at the point. He'll wrist it right on the tape of Versteeg. Broken up by Derek Dorsett. Then back out to neutral ice. Dorsett takes a seat hit by Lindholm. It comes back. And we have a whistle-stopping play and some confusion at the Vancouver bench.
Yeah, they've got the light up like they're going to commercial, but this is icing, so they're not going to break. We're not going anywhere. And here was where Eric Staal, the Hurricanes start to generate some speed that Vancouver has had for the most part. And he's thinking, well, Markstrom might think I'm shooting for a rebound. And so he'll lean towards that blocker side, so he tests the glove side high, and Markstrom makes a heck of a snare.
Icing was called, and they wanted to make sure they got the proper people on the ice. And they blew it dead. 9:06 left in this third period. Jordan Staal powers back. Nordstrom for Hainsey. Point-to-point Hannafin. His wrister caught by Jacob Markstrom. And now a stoppage of play and a commercial timeout. 9 regulation time. Well, Wolf Capper on the World Junior Tournament in Helsinki. What a tournament for Finland and Carolina's Sebastian Aho.
Well, he was part of one of the most prolific lines in World Junior Tournament history. In his native country, scored a huge goal in the third period before, oh gosh, good for Sammy Kapanen. His son Kasperi Kapanen wins it. Nedeljkovic was great. Bill Peters is juggling his lines here to try to tie this game.
Alex Burrows now will go cross corner. Cracknell on the gallop, moved along by Justin Falk. Edler at the point. Downstairs it goes, knocked out of midair by Cracknell. Indirect pass for Edler. The puck is on its edge. Inside again for Cracknell. Free to the corner. Victor Rask is peppered by Alex Burrows. They jam for it. 8:33 left in regulation time. Carolina down by 1 after losing in overtime Monday night in Edmonton. Now Nordstrom will wind it in.
Yeah, we're seeing some different looks here up front. Let's see if they're temporary or if Bill Peters will go with him down the stretch. Now we see the two Stalls together with Chris Versteeg. We haven't seen Jordan and Eric together for quite some time.
Ron Hainsey out to center ice. Jordan Staal off the stick of Derek Dorsett. Eric Staal defended by Biega. Hanifin easily detected by Markstrom. That'll stop play. The next two games on the docket for the Hurricanes, home and home, with the Columbus Blue Jackets starting Friday night back at PNC.
Well, Columbus certainly going to get a bolt of energy when you make that type of blockbuster deal, because it truly is. Two high-end first-rounders, Ryan Johansson going to Nashville, and we'll see Seth Jones for the second time and third time in less than a week.
All kinds of activity today. Jordan Staal scores right off the face-off. Noah Hanifin to Jordan Staal, who turned and went top shelf, and we're tied.
Now, Jordan Staal right here is not only going to win this draw, but he's going to beat the Vancouver captain to the front of the net. And Noah Hanifin, in the last couple of shifts, has shot 2 pucks. And here it looks like he makes a solid... No, he fans on it. I thought he had made a solid adjustment and passed that puck. I'll ask him after the game, but I think he just fanned on it. And Jordan eludes Henrik Sedin after beating him in the faceoff circle and beats Markstrom high to the glove.
Jordan Staal, huge goal. First goal in 8 games for Jordan, who's been playing so well in all those intangible ways. He gets a payoff here off his own face-off win. Spring pass. Skinner tries to bear in. Shut down by Markstrom. Chris Terry now for Jeff Skinner over his stick. Daniel Sedin gets to it. Out to neutral ice.
Well, Jordan, in a game where a lot of Hurricanes have not had their A game, Jordan Staal has been their best player, hands down. Sets up the shorthanded goal from Lyles. He's been a hungry player, and good to see him get rewarded.
Elias Lindholm with a shot stopped by Markstrom. Good buddy. Now it's controlled by Yannick Weber out to center ice off the stick of Barchi. Carolina with energy now. Getting to it, angling off the boards now, and feeding out was Ben Hutton. Horvat settles the puck down. He's dogged by Jordan Staal, who finishes him off. Horvat goes down, no call, and Carolina gets it out. Here's Pesce. This way for Joakim Nordstrom. It's shot off a stick wide off Sven Barchi. Picked along by Chris Versteeg.
I thought that Jordan Staal purposely hit him from the side legally. You could almost see his thought process.
Ron Hainsey. To the open corner, Eric out in front in the skates of Ben Hutton. Turned by Jared McCann and back out. Noah Hanifin had the only assist on the game-tying goal. 6:25 left in regulation time. Riley Nash over the line working Derek Dorsett, who pickpockets him, and now he'll float it back out to center ice. Brandon Prust will wheel it ahead. Hainsey looks over his shoulder. Ron Hainsey this way for Noah Hanifin as Carolina reorganizes. Chris Versteeg checked by Derek Dorsett. They battle along the boards. It kicks out. Kicked along by Edler, but back out to neutral ice. Christopher Tanev away for Brandon Prust. Jared McCann steps in with a shot well over the top of Eddie Lack and careening back out. Vancouver in the process of a line change as the Canucks now will clear it in. So are Carolina. Noah Hanifin finished off in a forecheck by Adam Cracknell. Out to center, it's Justin Falk. Over the line now, Nordstrom again. Swatted at by Biega. Out in front off the skate. Off Jay McClement. Along the boards and out, Adam Cracknell. Indirect pass, it's Lyndon Vay. In the zone with a shot off the goalpost. And it careens on a play. 5:23 left to go in regulation time. Carolina has tied it. Jordan Staal with a big grin. We're deadlocked. Jordan Staal a goal, an assist, and the teeth-rattling check of the game presented by Dr. Tom Long, team dentist for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Well, I thought first glance that he did it. He really tried to hit Horvat from the side as best he could. This is a situation where Horvat puts himself in a vulnerable position by turning at the last second after Jordan has already committed to the hit. I'm very happy for Jordan because he has played so well for so long now to get this type of reward, and I think it goes back to putting him on the power play, helping his overall confidence.
Markowski for Alex Biega. Controlling it here now is Daniel Sedin, rubbed out by Jacob Slavin. Hansen leaves it there in the corner. Dug out by Jordan Staal. Hansen for Henrik. Daniel, good play by Slavin on him, and Carolina will survive. Out they come. Nordstrom for Jordan. This way, Nestershil, his shot raises the outside of the goal. Hansen's injured as he hobbles off to the Vancouver bench. Now Justin Falk steps in with Andre Nestershil. Along the boards and deep. Jordan Staal is camped out. Falk to the outside. Diagonally across for Hainsey. A winder off sticks wide and controlled by Bartkowski and back out to neutral ice.
Boy, Slavin, the good stick play on Sedin. And then if Nestershil could have shot that puck on the pass.
Here comes Eric. The puck is rolling around on him. A power move and it kicks off the skate of Edler and almost went in. Chris Versteeg interrupted by Radim Vrbata. Broken up by the Vancouver Canucks and back out. Here's Barchi. He broke his stick. He was forced by Hainsey. 2-on-1. Lindholm and Eric. Eric out in front, detected beautifully by Christopher Tanev, and back out to center ice.
Boy, Tanev has been such a find here in Vancouver. A player that nobody projected to be what he is. Excellent play on the 2-on-1.
Lindholm hands it off to Pesce. Brett Pesce orchestrates, throws on the brakes. Pesce now muscled, taken off the puck that time by Jared McCann. You're looking at Brandon Prust. Prust moving it by Lyles. Terry in the corner. Derek Dorsett on him. It kicks right out in front. Right place, right time. Brett Pesce, he'll move it. 3:34 left in regulation time. Back out to center, Dorsett. Vancouver's offside. They tag up and get it deep.
Boy, if these cross-conference teams are playing for a point each right now, not worried about giving it to the other side, they're not playing like it.
Carolina 11-4 in this third period in terms of shots as Markstrom hangs on.
Because they're going for it, both hockey clubs. A lot of times East versus West, you see them just try to get the point and then go to overtime. Stick play from Slavin on Sedin. He continues to impress. Middle lane drive. Again from Nordstrom, creates the lane from Jordan Staal over to Nestershil. Nestershil can't swoop it to the net as quickly as he would have wanted to. And this is Lindholm on the 2-on-1 against his buddy from his hometown, Jacob Markstrom, and chooses to pass. I think that reflects his lack of offensive confidence.
Upper body injury for Carolina's Victor Rask. He will not be back tonight. Now Alex Burrows roars in. Off a stick, it goes high. Cracknell in the corner. Jordan on him. They come together. Out of that grind fest. It's broken up here by Nordstrom. Out to center ice. Swooping across. Ben Hutton. 17 minutes plus gone in this third period. Deadlocked at 2. And these two teams will play next weekend in Raleigh. Back out to center ice. Burrows a give back. Hutton through center. Lyndon Vay in the zone. Tries to walk through. Slavin clears it out of play. Power play. Vancouver.
The penalty kill, do it one more time. Second delay of game penalty to the Hurricanes. One led to a 5-on-3. Lindholm late in the second. And here, after Vay gains the line, the puck was on edge for Jacob Slavin. So the Hurricanes penalty kill, which has been a shining star for a considerable period of time, where the goaltender hasn't even really needed to be the best penalty killer, is going to be tested here to try to guarantee a point moving forward.
Jacob Slavin, delay of game at 17-17. Power play number 5 for the Vancouver Canucks.
Both coaches do have their timeouts available, so if fatigue becomes an issue, it is an option for Billy Peters or Willie Desjardins.
Henrik Sedin and Jordan Staal on the draw. Jordan wins it back. Hainsey gets to it. It eludes Nordstrom. Radim Vrbata moves it across. One-timer. Edler fought off by Eddie Lack. Justin Falk gets to it, and they kill time early.
I think Burrow's got a piece of that. Yeah, he's checking his stick now to make sure that that tip didn't break his stick, so good save.
Now Edler, drop pass for Henrik. Henrik Sedin, sweep check at the line from Brad Malone. Edler takes it back in his own territory. See the time left, and the time left on the manpower advantage. Henrik Sedin for Daniel. Along the boards, Henrik will turn away from Falk. Inside it goes, good stick by Hainsey. Out of that battle, Malone off the boards and out.
Boy, excellent work between Hainsey and Falk. And then the forward support from Brad Malone. Brad Malone's had a nice night of killing penalties.
Now it's controlled and brought out by Vancouver's Ben Hutton. Barchi As one of their 2 goals inside for Lack. A handoff to Hainsey, and out she goes again. 1:35 left in regulation time.
Ice in Hainsey's veins, huh? Wasn't worried about clearing the puck over the glass once again.
45 seconds left in the power play, rejected by Hainsey at the line. Vancouver will slap it in. Lack held it up. Bay gets to it. Moved along by Barchi. Hutton at the point. Sven Barchi. Lyndon Bay. He'll dust it off a couple of times. Barchi one more time. Horvat scores! Bo Horvat left alone. Vancouver has a 3-2 lead.
Keep your eye on Horvat. He's just going to find that soft area in the slot. And the interchange between Vey and Barchi, I think, is the key part of it all. That allows this nifty pass to happen. And talk about a high finish, beautifully, to beat Eddie Lack up top on the glove. That doesn't look like a power play that's been reeling with confidence. That was a pretty darn good movement for a great chance.
1 minute left, and Lack will take a peek at the bench. Noah Hannafin will lug it out. Hannafin out to center. There goes Eddie. 6 skaters come out for Bill Peters. 50 seconds left in Vancouver. Edler along the wall. Burrows leaves it there. Moved in by Skinner. They rally for it again. Skinner forces the play. Stays with it out in front from his knees, but not out that time. Tanev. This way, Justin Falk. Slap pass across a one-timer. Markstrom shuts the door on Chris Versteeg.
And Versteeg, I think, thought he had daylight. I would expect a timeout now for Carolina, but he got that to the net so quickly that I think he thought this puck was going to go in off of the leg, between the legs, and squibble in. Good look from Justin Falk. And to get over and close off the 5-hole, excellent work from an athletic goaltender in Jacob Markstrom, not only to read the play, but prevent that area between the legs.
The last goal, 18:54 the time. Bo Horvat is 5th of the season, his 2nd goal tonight. Power play goal set up by Sven Barchi, who has 2 points, and Lyndon Vey.
Well, you have to think Jordan Stahl will take this face-off for sure, you would think. You also have Eric available to take the draw, but Jordan won the draw on the only goal Carolina's had this period.
Trip. Canes and Blue Jackets will come your way Friday night. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Hurricanes Live from PNC Arena. 33.1 seconds on the clock. Jordan Stahl facing off with Bo Horvat.
Eric Stahl on the point in a one-timing position if Jordan wins it clean.
And he didn't. Now Edler in control. Alex Edler out to Brandon Press with a vacated goal that comes all the way back. 25 seconds left. Eric Dorsett moving up. Justin Falk out of the corner. Final push for the Hurricanes. Down by 1. Eric Stahl over the line to the outside. Here's Jordan off his stick. Edler defends. 11 seconds left. Loose in back of the goal of Markstrom. It kicks around. They try to power it out in front. Jordan Stahl, handoff. 4 seconds. Falk turns. Blocked by Dorsett to the corner. That's it. The Vancouver Canucks defeat the Carolina Hurricanes 3-2.
Well, on a lot of nights in the National Hockey League, you have to find a way to accumulate points when you don't have all hands on deck. And I thought the Hurricanes were going to find a way to do that when Jordan tied the game at 2 in the 3rd. But Vancouver was better than Carolina through 60 minutes tonight. They were hungrier, more desperate. They created more speed in their team game. And they are finally able to solve what has been a sterling Carolina kill with that Barchi feed there to win the hockey game late in the 3rd period on the Slavin minor.
And a power play goal gets it done for the Vancouver Canucks, and the return of Eddie Lack to Vancouver. A grinding game, no question about it. Lack was very good, especially early in the game when Vancouver carried the play. Even Steven until the end, and it boiled down to a power play chance and a goal by Bo Horvat, who had 2 tonight. Hurricanes Live, presented by McDonald's. The post-game edition comes your way next. Vancouver 3, Carolina 2.